Well, Daytona 500 come off as a reasonably calm Daytona 500. Oh yeah, there were some wrecks, but no injuries. Certainly nothing like the nationwide race yesterday. So I decided to have a little fun. Congratulations to Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. 1-2 for Hendrick Motorsports. But I compiled a list of some awards. And these are strictly my opinion, and they pay absolutely nothing. It's just something I thought up randomly. First award, John West Hanley Award, also known as John Rex Weekly Award. Carl Edwards, hands down, 5 wrecked cars during Speed Week. Second award, Golden Horseshoe Award, best luck. Had to be Brad Keselowski. 4th after he was in 2 wrecks. The car looked like, they said on TV, looked like it'd run at Flat Rock or Toledo. Most with the least award, Reagan Smith, Michael McDowell, J.J. Yaley. All underfunded teams, all in the top 10. Good runs. Biggest surprise? Well, it surprised me. Danica Patrick. I frankly thought with starting up front, the whole field could get wrecked on lap 1 or 2. Nerves on Edge Award. All remaining Toyota drivers after Busch, Kenseth went out with engine failure. Martin and Truex, and possibly Joe Nemechek out with engine failure. Martin and Truex finished, but with motor problems. Out of it before it really got started award. This is easy. Casey Kane, Kevin Harvick, Tony Stewart, all considered contenders. Out of it very early on. Old Timer Award. Well, that's easy. Mark Martin coming home 3rd. Push Jr. all the way up to 2nd. Maybe if they'd start a little bit sooner, who knows what could happen. Happiest owners not in the top 5. James Finch with Reagan Smith in the top 10. Phil Parsons with McDowell in the top 10. Tommy Baldwin with Yaley in the top 10. And Dave Blaney 17. So Baldwin 2 cars in the top 20. All underfunded teams. Worst engines. TRD, or Toyota Racing Development. At least 3 went out of the race with blown engines. Kenseth, Busch, I'm checking my note, or 2 I guess, Kenseth and Busch for sure with blown engines. Waltrip, Truex finished, both were reporting motor problems, 7 cylinders and such, and even Joe Nemechek, normal start and park, run 42 laps listing engine failure. Best engines, Hendrick, 5 in the top 10. 6 in the top 20. And you got to figure Casey Kane wrecked, and Tony Stewart wrecked, also Hendrick engines. Would have had a strong chance to be up there. Veteran needing good run, having hard luck, Jeff Burton. He hasn't had a good run in a few years. Was having a fairly good run, had run up front some, maybe not led, but run up front some, and well, got in that late wreck, so it looked like something broke on the car. Hard luck part-timer. This is pretty easy. Austin Dillon. Trevor Bayne finished the race, so I didn't consider him. But Austin Dillon, he may have finished, but he got in that wreck. He did not start. Had a good run in the qualifier, even in the nationwide race. Classiest interview by drivers not known for such. After going out of the race with engine failure, Kyle Busch was showed walking toward the hauler. Frankly, I didn't think he'd do an interview, but then he come out and did the interview, said the motor failed. I think he thanked the sponsors, but just pretty much normal. Not best recovery after problems. Well, again, that has to go to Brad Keselowski. 4th after all the problems. Plus, they had to be nervous about the fuel pickup. At one time, Logano, his teammate, was in the pits with the trunk up under caution. Best chassis, that has to go to Hendrick Motorsports. Again, 5 in the top 10, because if you count, you got to count Danny Kirkpatrick, you got to count Newman. There was a 5th one. Oh, the Finch car. Plus Jimmy Johnson and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Most disappointed car owner, Richard Childress. His strong contender won everything down there earlier. Kevin Harvick out early. Jeff Burton with a problem. Of course, Paul Menard's just a rich kid driver who could luck into one every now and then. And an award I'm going to give, I didn't have on my list, but I was watching Wind Tunnel just a little half hour or so ago, and Tommy Kendall was on Wind Tunnel, and they were interviewing Rick Hendrick from Daytona, and they asked Rick Hendrick, well, what's Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus got? Well, if they really got something they figured out, does Tommy Kendall and Dave Despain, if either one of you's dumb enough to think Rick Hendrick's going to tell you what they're got where everybody can hear it, what are you doing on TV? Gonna add one more award. Dumbest move by a car owner, James Finch. Although I know Reagan Smith was involved in that big crash at the end of the Nationwide race, but no, scratch that. Not James Finch. Barney Vitcher, Furniture Row Racing. What were you thinking of getting rid of Reagan Smith and bringing on Kurt Busch? Now, he was some laps down. I really don't know if he was in one of the wrecks or something, but why do you need the baggage of Kurt Busch? That's been just kind of my take on some awards from the Daytona 500. Like I said, they pay absolutely nothing. Again, disclaimer, these are strictly my opinion. You can agree, you can disagree, comment. You know, hey, if you want to dislike the video and say, hey, you should have gave the Horseshoe Award to Jimmy Johnson, so be it. But, and the moment that makes you wonder, I'll add this one, then I'm going to quit it after this one. Jimmy Johnson going through the grass and tearing up the right front off the car. Now, no, I guess the car still goes in Daytona, USA. Well, that's fine. That's fine there. But did they have something on that right front? Did he mean to tear the front end up? Makes you wonder. I read that, I think, in a post on Facebook. Makes you wonder after a deal a few years ago at Talladega where Knaus told him, if you win this race, put the rear end of the car in the wall. Makes you wonder.